Oh, that dance he does when he's coming up to the podium and then outtake, he's like... I drink and I know things. So first off, I want to remind you all that this series is shot assuming that you've watched every episode of the show and read most of the books. So if spoilers are a problem for you, please beware. This is your spoiler warning. So we're thinking about things that people drink in Game of Thrones. Well, the thing that I think we see mentioned the most is the Arbor Gold.
This is the finest Arbor Gold. Proper wine for proper heroes.
Of course, Tyrion loves to lubricate himself upon it, and I think I wouldn't mind it as well. Now, of course, wine is just wine. That doesn't leave me much to work with if I'm making cocktails, so we're going to make an Arbor Gold cocktail today. And of course, we're going to use cognac, which is, I mean, it's wine liquor. It's fantastic wine liquor.
It's not easy being drunk all the time. Everyone would do it if it were easy.
I suppose some guys might think, well, I'm a Jon Snow, you know, I'm a real brooding, dark guy with a sword. No way, man, I totally get Tyrion. Please, no fighting. Yes, more drinking, plenty of sexing. That's fine. Let's talk a little bit about who Tyrion is. I don't think Tyrion's a Lannister. I used to think that was a crazy theory. But the more I think about it, the more I think it's right. One thing that comes up a little bit in the show, but a lot in the books, or more so in the books, is that the Mad King Aerys was very much so lusting after Joanna Lannister, Tywin's wife. He wanted her real bad. And apparently at Tywin's wedding, Aerys took untoward liberties during the bedding ceremony that put everybody off. So much so that Tywin, who would serve as Aerys's hand, sent his wife, whom he, by all accounts, was really soft for. He's a real hard man, but for her, he loved her deeply. Sent her all the way across the Seven Kingdoms to live back at the Rock, away from him, because he could not trust Aerys around her. Now, at some point, did Aerys have an opportunity to have his way with Joanna? It seems possible. It seems like a king like that could kind of do what he wanted to.
Men's laws give you the right to bear my name and display my colours, since I cannot prove that you are not mine.
Of course, everybody thinks that the irony there is that there's nobody more like Tywin than Tyrion. Did Tyrion, who in the book has a single black, dare I say dark purple, eye and white hair when he is born, does those sort of pseudo-Targaryen features betray the infant as the bastard son of Aerys? And maybe in a fit of rage, did Tywin kill his own wife at the birth? It's possible. It's my personal theory that Tyrion is not so directly responsible for his mother's death, that it was Tywin's rage. He never forgave Tyrion for that. Will the show go there? I don't know. I don't know if the show will have to. It would overcomplicate things. We only have so many episodes left. I don't know if it'll go there, but I think that's where it's going in the book. Whatever. It's got really nothing to do with this drink. Tyrion likes his drink, and he likes Arbor Gold. I want to add a ½ ounce of simple syrup. I love a Demerara simple in a lot of cases, but in this case, we want this to be very light in color, very gold. We don't want to do anything to change the way the end result will look, and a darker syrup would be a problem for that, I think. So let's go with this. This is nothing more than a 2-part sugar, 1-part water, simple syrup. I want to add 2 bar spoons of Benedictine. The Benedictine is an herbal liqueur. It's going to add that to this. It's going to make this a little herbaceous. I'm going to evoke herbal kinds of tonics that medieval people were distilling spirits to create. I want to rinse this glass in my Saint Germain. Saint Germain, I think, easily overpowers a drink. Even a bar spoon will be overkill here. So we're just going to swirl that around, coat the inside, pour that off. And it's got this, has a very bitter but flowery kind of aroma to it. It's a strong thing. And I want to add 1.5 ounces of cognac. All right, let's put some ice in this and stir it up. We're gonna pour this into my glass that has been rinsed in Saint Germain elderflower liqueur. Look at that beautiful golden color. I like to garnish this drink with a sprig of rosemary, and due to an oversight, the rosemary that I'm using in the wide-angle shot is kind of crummy looking, but I assure you that this will not match the close-up. The close-up will be lovely. Let's give it a sip. Let's give it a bigger sip. It's really good. Oh man, I like that. That is smooth and sweet, but not too sweet. And it's just this wonderful mouthfeel that coats your mouth, and it tastes like raisins and oak. And you get the elderflower a little bit, and you get that the Benedictine. It tastes like something from days of yore to me. It tastes like something that came from the wood. Tastes like something that like Bilbo Baggins would drink while he was listening to Jethro Tull. That's what it tastes like. I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, if I was thinking of fantasy wine, this fits the bill. It tastes lovely. This is definitely more of it's not too spirit forward, but it's definitely a slower kind of thing to sit with and enjoy over a period of time. It has sort of, requires contemplation, you know, for one who drinks and knows things. Yeah, I've talked Tyrion theories. I didn't talk about the dragon having 3 heads, but I suppose if the dragon had 3 heads, Tyrion might be one of them. Everybody's talking about the dragon has 3 heads. I'm so tired of it. Personally, I'm much more interested in the telenovello of the crazy old fire-breathing king absconding with the beautiful Joanna Lannister from her Tower of Gold. Yes, that's the story I want to hear. Now, there's a question for you. Me and Tyrion Lannister. I don't drink competitively, but I'd be interested in a drinking contest between us because he has the experience, no doubt, no doubt. Although, primarily exposed to fermented things, so I'm used to more high-proof stuff, and I've got him on the weight. I don't know, who do you think would win? But maybe he has that Targaryen constitution. He might have a different kind of internal organs. I don't know. Frankly, I'm willing to accept defeat here. I think Tyrion Lannister could probably drink me under the table, but I bet we'd have a great time. To the imp! Half man, half man, half man! That's the chant at the Battle of Blackwater. So, full disclosure, we shoot a lot of episodes back to back. And it used to be that we would shoot the episode and then the close-ups, and then the episode and then the close-ups. But now we're doing episode, close-up. So I'm like drinking twice as fast and 4 times as hard in half the amount of time, and I'm dead. Oh, how do I feel about Ed Sheeran in Game of Thrones? I said, well, so here's the thing you have to understand about me. I'm a little old, and I'm not really that plugged into what's going on. So I said, in that episode, I said, he is a person who's famous for something. That is literally how I felt about that. I didn't know. I'd never heard a song by his. I didn't know who. I knew that he was a personage, that it was a cameo. That's all I knew. Hey, he was fine. He was fine. If there was some like winking to the camera, it went over my head because he was basically nobody to me. So he disappeared into the cast as far as I was concerned. I'm sorry. I'm just not that hip. Ed Sheeran. Yeah, he's fine. He's good. He was good. Get more of him in there. You know, though, that Ed Sheeran, I think he's going places. He's a talented young actor, and I hear he sings as well. I was going to say, it's a real shame, though, because Lemmy is dead from Motorhead, and if you were looking for a musician to be a guest appearance on Game of Thrones, I mean, Lemmy's face was medieval as fuck. That guy, he's got boils and scars and scabs. Lemmy would have been. Ed Sheeran was fine. He was he was perfect. They put him in Lannister armor. Lemmy could have been a Northman, or maybe even like an Ironborn or something like that. You know, Lemmy. The Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades.